Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, where we head into court to defend, well, the possible perpetrator in a way, Mask the Mask, Ron Delight. As the victims, of course, though it seems Luke at me since then has got a lot more, well, against us, considering he wants to label us as co-conspirators, as we head in to meet this legendary prosecutor, Godot. Hey, Nick! What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy! Oh, so check out the Mask glossy I bought. You bought this where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, I guess you are. A publicity photo, literally. Come on, I'm guilty! Throw the book at me! Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it! Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you, especially if you keep going, I did it! Oh no! Stop doing that. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lord Taylor, I admit it! But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you, yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict. Please? Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Ah, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. You see, actually, the thief is, me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Master Mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. And hope that she's not hanging out with Larry. Court is in session. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. No clue how to voice this guy. But this is Godot. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I'm Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Well, we've seen them before, and we've beat them too. Ah, he's the one that Detective Amy was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Ha! None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Well, if you don't compete, you can't lose. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begins their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in a court of law. Ha! Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts. He's hard to boil, door. This guy's the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Hey! Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Oh, well then, Prosecutor Gobo. It's not Gobbo, it's Godot, Your Honor. Hobo! In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? Yes. I wonder, how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two? Well then, let's hear from the first witness and stop with the insanity that's about to start. My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness. Everyone treats you badly, don't they? Not one person treats you with any respect. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. As we learn about the crimes of Master Mask. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he spends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual he sent a card on to the lordly tailor. His plan is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. He's getting his card checked? So then the actual identity of this Master Mask is... Mr. Godot! What are you? Magnetic coffee! We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot! Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed. Hard boiled, though. Very well, it's only coffee after all. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Well, what's wrong with having a drink? Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It's more about the magnetic mug. Well, Nick, what are you going to do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. Which is going to be interesting to start. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. Learn more! Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yup. Nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Zvari. Author on thieves. Ah, is that what it means? An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. The fact this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butter fingers. Press harder or leave it. What's wrong with pressing harder at this point? So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal. Except maybe for the thief's mum, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zvari, do you? Who is this person? Zvari. He sounds German. His name is Look at me, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. Yeah, because the original's better. What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it's true we did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. Ugh. It looks like the thief is toying with me even now. Poor Gumshoe, we just ruined him again. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have. Except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public.
But you're absolutely certain that this card is real.
Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Master Mask's emblem.
This was his 5th heist. As usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor.
Hold it!
His 5th heist? And your 5th screw-up, huh? Why?
Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time.
You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe.
I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away, got me?
Wow, it looks like he's really got in for Detective Atme.
His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces.
Hold it!
Art pieces? Like what, for example?
Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Emanon. What's that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? No, sir. It's a blue diamond. A single, rare diamond. Next was the crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put on your head? After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Magina, sir. Detective Atme retrieved the portrait of Magina and returned it to the museum.
And the target of his 5th and last robbery was the sacred urn, right?
But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections.
Somehow Mr. Delight doesn't look the type.
Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T.
Hold it!
What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T?
I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. And so, since this robbery seems to fit all those conditions... That's right. It means that Master Mask is behind it.
Nick, it definitely looks like it was Master Mask who stole the urn. There's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Delight is Master Mask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet. Let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself. So even though we know it was Master Mask that did it, maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Master Mask that did it. Right, Master Thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. I'm looking to present something then. Believe it or not, I have no clue what. Because of course we got the calling card. This is the previous calling card. Well, no, yeah. It went off at 1 AM, but we know the person wasn't there, but we can't say, like, this is this at the moment. We see the box. So are we trying to prove that he was somewhere else at the time? I'd say it probably is true. Also, this photo that we've got. Could that have any correlation with the security camera photo? He's missing an emblem on his neck. Excellent. But is that what I'm looking for right now? I think I've got it. I know I should have been talking to explain my thought process, but then I read it. The most precious art pieces. But it's supposedly priceless but has no monetary value. It's not really that important, is it? So it doesn't fit his MO to a T. But he's also somewhere else. What am I pressing forward with? Well, let's go with this plan first.
Objection!
Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? Hey. I'm not brainless after all.
That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Professor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense.
So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mask would normally go after.
Ha! Haha! I'm in.
With a bit of science to think, I got there. This is actually one of the hardest jumps I've done, I think, in the series so far. I don't know.
If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but...
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
If you're saying it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Master Mask's methods. A fake. Huh? A fake Damask?
Fake Damask? That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it.
Now before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. No, I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior. His point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
It looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask. So what we're looking at is either the publicity photo or the criminal photo, but it seems to me to be a double kind of thing we're going at here. The basics of it all is that the publicity photo doesn't match the current photo. So there's parts missing on the display there. So shall we present the security camera photo as our way of going? Let's give it a shot.
Take that.
Nope. Bad. The proof is right here. Oh no, good, fine. Shoo.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it.
Ha! Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar.
Take that.
It's his neck area. It's right here, of course. You mean mask to mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? And if I didn't pause thinking what on earth was going on, I wouldn't have had that so easily. I noticed that from looking through the evidence. Haha, like I'm supposed to. The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest.
A breach? Here, bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once.
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on.
A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now. But the Master Mask in the security camera photo. Ah, he has no brooch.
That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as a symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Master Mask is a fake.
I've been fooled again! Order! It's true, undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how? How could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... More coffee.
Hey now, if you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? Ah, the brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this? Ah! That's Master Bath's brooch! Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue.
Buddha statue? He must be in the Ami Faye statue.
Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. What? After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence.
Grr, this guy is one cool customer.
It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? Well, it's a little early to be shaken up, but we're just getting caught in the pace of this guy who doesn't really seem to be much prosecuting, but just seems to just randomly chime in every so often and be presumed in the right because the judge is the judge. But I'm thinking he's going to need a pee break from all the coffee he's drinking. So with that in mind, Blend 107 leaves his bladder as we give him a break at the end of this episode. See me next time for more Trials and Tribulations. Bye-bye. I say ridiculous things.